Hello everyone, it's Nandi. Welcome back to Vibrant Authentic Living. Today, as usual, I have a very exquisite delicacy to share with you. What is this? Do you know what this is? This is the cashew fruit. Alright, so this is a fruit that we get the cashew nut from. Are you familiar with the cashew nut? Well, you should be. It's one of the most popular of the nuts. And actually, if you look at the top of the fruit, here we have the nut, the cashew nut. So this nut, we would just remove it with a twist. Right, so this is the nut, and I'll show you some of the nuts that I've actually removed already. Right, so here we have some of the cashew nuts. If you were to bite into one of this now, it would be very sharp. It would have a very sharp taste. It's actually not edible, the nut, until it is roasted. The fruit, however, is very edible. It has a sharp taste, though. Some would describe it as stony. On the inside, no. If you see this dripping, that's juice just dripping from it. So if you look, you'll see very fibrous and very juicy at the same time. See all that juice dripping from it. So I can actually it has a weird texture. So it's almost gummy. It's gummy, it's fibrous, it's succulent at the same time. Look at that. Gummy, fibrous, succulent, all at the same time. Because the more I'm picking it, you see the juice dripping. Look at that, just dripping from it. Very I would normally chew the fiber and swallow, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just showing you that you can also blend it. So you can put it in your smoothie, strain if you want, or if you don't want, just have it blended. Just blend it out as much as you can, because remember, this is full of fiber, right? So if you're not going to be straining, then make sure that you're blending it out as smooth as you can get it. If you want to have the nuts, what people do is they bake them or they roast them. So you will know, just like with the jackfruit seed, you will know when it's done, it actually will burst. You will see it split, and the nut will you'll see the nut underneath. The skin itself will split when it is done, and then so you would put it to cool. In Jamaica we would roast it in the wood fire outside. Just throw the nuts in the wood fire and then cool them in the ash and skin them, and then you would have your cashew nuts, right? But as is, if you were to accidentally or otherwise bite into this, you'd get a very acrid taste. It's not edible. And if the liquid from the seed, or even sometimes from the fruit itself, if that liquid touches a sensitive part of your body and you allow it to stay for long, it can irritate the skin. That is how sharp it is. But the cashew, when it is ripe as is, see this is very ripe, very mellow, very soft. The fruit doesn't stay long, so you have to, once you pick it, you either have to eat it as soon as you can, or make sure you put it up gently. Well, I always handle my fruits like babies, right? So even today when I went to the vendor and I bought my cashews, I was very gentle. See, they're whole, even though they're very delicate, very soft. I treat them like babies. So I actually took these home in my hands, put them in a little bag, and I held them in my hand. I didn't put them with the other fruits. I carried them in my hand. So if you're not going to eat it straight away, make sure you put it up in a container, put it in the refrigerator, because it doesn't keep long in the open, right? It spoils very easily. Just like you have some fruits, particularly those that are full of liquid, this being one of the cashew being one of them, the watermelon, those kind of fruits, they tend not to stay very long without proper refrigeration. The cashew fruit is very rich in vitamin C. You can see the beautiful yellow color. This is usually an indicator of rich vitamin C. The cashew is also rich in magnesium, so it's excellent in terms of boosting your immune system. The cashew is an astringent fruit. As I was describing the juice, the natural juice squeezed from the cashew, it's an astringent, and astringents in the body, they pull the impurities, pull them so your body can get rid of them through the lymphatic system, right? So very good in boosting immunity, very good for the bones. It has high vitamin C and magnesium. It's good in promoting heart health, brain health, and usually the fruits, these astringent fruits, have lots of flavonoids, which are anti-inflammatory and overall boost your immune system. So the cashew is a very good fruit once you have it available. Some persons might be a bit turned off by the sharp taste of the cashew, particularly if it was not allowed to ripen properly. You have to make sure that your fruits ripen properly on the tree. Otherwise, you are not going to have a very good experience with them, and you're going to walk away with a false impression of what the fruits really are. You're going to walk away and say, oh, it did this, it upset my tummy, it gave me constipation, it burned my mouth, it burned my throat. You're going to get these false impressions of the fruits because you had a fruit that was not ripened properly. It was unripe, unfit, and not a good representative of the true fruit. So make sure you have your cashews that are mellow, ripe, and then you will have a wonderful experience and you won't be turned off. The taste now, even though it's sharp, for some perhaps an acquired taste, but certainly not as harsh as if you were to get the cashew that's not properly ripe. I did that when I was younger, when I was about, I think I was about 11. The first time I saw a cashew tree, I remember I'd gone with some friends to a monastery in Kingston. We're visiting some monks, and my school was a Catholic school, so we're visiting, and there was a cashew tree growing in the yard, and that's when I first saw a cashew tree. And my friends and I, we were, just curious, and we started sampling the fruit. They were not ripe, and believe me, the taste was very harsh, very off-putting, very staining, and almost acidic. So you really have to make sure your fruits are ripe so you can make a good judgment based on the authentic fruit. If you have not subscribed to the channel, to Vibrant Authentic Living, I urge you to do so now and to share the videos so others may benefit from the information. We want to encourage everyone to make healthy choices, to include more fruits in their diet. This is the food that was made for us by nature, ripened in the sun, the water filtered slowly through the plant system. There's this saying which I love so much, the mills of the gods grind slow, but they grind exceedingly fine. And I think of that when I think of fruits, because they go through the process of filtration, slowly filtering very efficiently, and ripened by the sun, kissed by the sun. Remember, the fruit is the baby, and just as we do, we give the best to our babies. The plants do the same. So this is where the next generation is stored. The best of the plant is stored. We do the plants the favor, of course, by replanting those seeds that is possible for us to replant, and the rest goes to fertilize. Alright, so subscribe. If you want to support the channel, you can follow the link, the Patreon link. Go on over to Patreon and become a supporter. Alright, so drop us a comment, like, share, and this is Nandi. I'll see you in the next video. Here's another look at this delicacy.